Well, welcome tonight. It's Tuesday and it is fresh after Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys all enjoyed your weekend. We wanted to host this call tonight basically so we could all come together and talk about how we can hit reset. Does anyone else need a reset? Am I the only one? I was on vacation last week and then I came home and went straight into Memorial Day weekend. So it has been fun to say the least, but I'm excited to get back to just healthy living. And that's really why we're all on the call tonight. My name's Emily, for those of you guys who don't know me, and there's going to be some other speakers on the call tonight, but we all need a reset. We all need a reset button, and no one's health journey is perfect. And so that's what we're going to be sharing tonight, just how we can simply hit the reset button and why it's different than anything else. I think there's a lot of things out there, a lot of programs, a lot of supplements, a lot of different things. And we want to share not only the science, but also just our stories and our hearts with you guys, just as to why this is different than anything else. So whoever invited you on the call tonight, you might know a little bit about the Shred10, you might know almost nothing, and that's totally fine. We're just here to give you guys the information and education about why this has been the solution for our lifestyle. And I think we can all agree that we live busy lives and we're always on the go. And I don't think things are ever going to really slow down, especially with technology now. Things are, our schedules are just filling up faster and we're always on the go. So it's nice for us just to have this solution called the Shred10 that we come together and do once a month. So thank you for taking a few minutes of your night and dialing into this call. So just by show of hands, I want to keep it interactive tonight. Does anyone else have really good intentions on Sunday night, and then by Wednesday, their motivation has slipped a little bit? It's just normal. Without accountability, it's hard to stay on track. And so we're just going to be talking about 3 different platforms tonight, or 3 different parts of the Shred, and why it's different, and all of that stuff. So our 3 different parts we're going to be sharing tonight is all about the community, the resources that are included without any extra cost, and of course the testimonies and the stories that I told you guys about how we're going to share. So I'm going to quickly pass it on to Carrie so she can share about the community. And like I said, we're going to keep this call short and concise tonight so that you guys can get on with your evening. But thank you guys so much for being on the call. Carrie, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away.
Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, thanks for inviting me on tonight. Hey Donnie. One thing I love about the Shred is just what Emily said, is the community behind it, because I am somebody that needs accountability. And when I've been on Juice Plus for 14 years. So when the Shred10 came out, honestly, I was like, ugh, I don't know if I can do that. Those are kind of some restrictive things, but guess what? In a group of people, the first time I did it was actually, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, a Memorial Day weekend. And I remember my husband wanted to go to a winery with my daughter, and I brought my little, whatever, coolie pack. But what really kept me going was that I checked in with the online community, and they were throwing resources at me, like mocktails, like what can you make for a mocktail where you feel. So somebody literally said, get a fancy glass, right? Put some ice in it, put some kombucha in it, and a little LaCroix, and put a little umbrella in it if you need to. So it was those kinds of things that actually kept me going and kept me on track. Coffee in the morning, I was like, I love, Donnie, you can feel me here, I love my coffee in the morning. And it's hard to kick that. But again, somebody else had a suggestion. Sometimes it's the feel of a warm mug. You don't necessarily have to have coffee in it. So all of those things. And then the online resources, just the workout over the winter, it was super cold and I did not want to leave my house at all. And we have these free online workouts on on the Freedom Revolution and that we put on the Shred. So there's so many resources in the community will bring you back to like, hey, I'm struggling with this. What can I do? And, I don't really know a lot of I know there are a lot of other programs out there. I actually maybe haven't been involved in them, but I hear other people and how they're super expensive if you want to get on the, real community where you're getting fed all of that. This is all free and it's all on Facebook and it's right there. So I love this community. Without it, I could not do even attempt to do the Shred because I'm not a dieter. But you know what? Also, we learn the why behind it. And I just, it's a mindset thing. I want a healthy body. So in order to have a healthy body, you have to, you have to take care of it. So I love that. I love the community. Thanks, Emily, for inviting me on to let me share that.
You're welcome. I thought Casey was going to take over. Yeah. And something that I wanted to add on to that is I think the community like also really gives it like the perspective of like, this is long-term. This isn't just a 10 short, like quick fix. We know that health is all about long-term changes. If you, just for like prevention. So it's much more than just the 10 short days. And when you're really connected to that community, they can keep you going past the 10 days, which is our goal of long-term health. So thank you, Carrie, for sharing that. Case, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Hey guys, I'm Casey. This is my husband, Donnie. He's going to share his experience with me. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the resources that we have available with the Shred10. And my Shred story is really similar. That was my mom, Carrie, who just shared her story. And so she obviously got me started on Juice Plus 14 years ago in our whole family. And so like her, I've been taking the products for 14 years. Which I'm super thankful for. But yeah, the Shred10 came around and I didn't jump on board for a while, because I was just like, yeah, I don't need that. I was always, a very fit, healthy person. And I just kind of saw it as like not a weight loss thing, but in that realm. And so I just didn't think that I needed to do it. And then it was about 2 years ago. We did it together for the first time. I think I just needed a buddy to do it with. And not that he's my buddy. He hates when I say that.
Buddies.
But just to have somebody, right? Like my mom was just talking about the community and the accountability. It's really important. And so we decided to do it. And it was crazy, the changes that I found. And I wish that I could show you guys before and after pictures. But more than that, it was like just how I felt, like the mental clarity, the energy that I had, just feeling so much better. And you don't ever realize how good your body is designed to feel until you make those changes. And so after we did that the first time, I was like, okay, I'm always going to do this every month, because our bodies need it. And when you do that for the first time, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll want to do that every month so you can feel that way all the time. Because we're not perfect, and I definitely don't, live out the Shred10 all of my days, but we do our best. And then, like holidays come around and birthdays and things, and then it comes time to where you need to hit the reset button, like now. So it's just amazing. I've been shredding now for the past 2 years, almost every month. There's some months where I don't, but it's just been a huge lifestyle change for me. and you can see it in pictures, which is crazy because I was never, like I said, I would have never considered myself like overweight or, you know, out of shape or anything like that. But just the things that your body gets rid of when you're shredding is amazing, like the inflammation and the toxins and all of that. You can just see it, you know, and it starts on the inside. So with the Shred10, like along with the community and the support from all of these awesome people, we have free grocery guides, a free cookbook full of amazing, yummy recipes, like a whole shred guide that goes into detail and gives you so much support. We've got like one-on-one accountability along with, you know, our group that we add everybody to, that just has a lot of energy and support and ideas. We have free online workouts, just everything you could ever need and want is there at your fingertips, and it's all free, which is just the coolest thing ever. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, but I'll have Donnie just share his shred experience.
Yeah.
Get a man in here.
Well, hopefully I'll say at least one thing that you guys can use to some of the guys that have been asking you. I was a college athlete, stuck on GNC products. I lived on huge bags of whey protein from Costco, and I didn't think you could build muscle without it. And I never was lean all my life. I worked my ass off doing 2-a-days. I would always do cardio in the morning, weights in the afternoon. Ate what I thought was healthy, just all macronutrition and chicken breast, sweet potatoes. Knew nothing about micronutrition and plant protein till I met Casey and her mama. And so I started Juice Plus for a few months before we did the shred. And what I noticed with the shred was just crazy lean. I was inflamed everywhere. My knees, most of my joints, my body were. I was 37, I think, at the time. And so I had a lot of inflammation from playing basketball in my life. And I had actually had like this big thing on my knee I was going to have removed, and it disappeared during the shred and hasn't come back. It's crazy. Literally had a surgery scheduled with a Titans doctor here in Nashville. So that saved me a shit ton of money because I didn't have insurance at the time. And so I got crazy lean. My energy was insane. I did kick the coffee during the first shred, and I am currently now. I just I don't know. I think I'm doing 2 rounds this time. Am I done right now with that shred?
I don't know. He was doing one on his own.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to do it twice, but I kick coffee, and I would suggest that because you can look up studies, but it just ruins your adrenal glands, so you're dependent on it. And I've been dependent on it a pot a day before I leave the house for probably since I moved to Nashville in 2002. And so I had no energy of my own, and I'm on day 7, 8, 9 without it. And I feel insane, like not just level. I'm like just high all day long. It's great. So I noticed that even more at the shred. And I have a buddy that's 50 that went to Florida State. And so just how important it is to keep getting, friends to believe in what you're doing and do the shred. I've been working on him for 2 years, just mentioning it and just posting pictures and just being healthy when I'm around him. And he's like, hell no, I'm not spending 100, I'm 130, whatever it is a month. And he was really hard. So I just would post, nonchalantly, be healthy around him. He finally called me and said, I'm ordering the stuff if you'll do a shred with me and come to a couple workout classes. And he had such a great time with it. He said he's on day 7, I think, and he lost noticeable belly fat, has more energy. And so he's calling his Florida State fraternity buddies, brother, cousins, and all these people that I would have had no access to, and getting them all to do the shred. So it's just important to keep, being that inspiration in people's lives. And even if it's people you think won't ever do it, because he was one that I was pretty sure I would just never get. Casey and I literally went out to his family and gave him a presentation. It was like 2 years ago, probably. They're like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Not for us.
Well, I think the cool thing is with that, like I don't know what you would call it, but with the Shred10, we always say shred it, live it, and then share it. And so that's like the whole cycle that you just talked about is, you know, you do it and you experience it yourself, and then living, you know, most of those things out beyond those 10 days, and then sharing it with the people that you care about, because you want people to experience this. So yeah, thanks, babe.
It's great, everybody. Most of us know that, though. I think everybody on here has probably done one shred.
Maybe not.
No? You'll love it.
But from here, I'm going to pass it over to Jordan and have her share her experience.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Jordan. I just want to tell you my quick story. When I started taking Juice Plus, I was pregnant, trying to make like really good healthy food choices, but I didn't really know where to begin. I never had any success doing dieting. I always felt like I was depriving myself of something. I never stuck with it. It was just not good. So when I first heard about the Shred10, I was like, do you guys know I'm pregnant? I want to eat everything. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know that this is for me. But I took a really good look at the guidelines. I tried the shakes, which I freaking love. And it just really, really made sense for me. The shakes actually filled me up, which seemed impossible when I was pregnant. And even still now that I'm breastfeeding, it's a big deal for me to be full long periods of time and be able to just get on with what I'm doing. So after doing the shred, I noticed like really big changes in my energy levels with being pregnant, and now like crazy, crazy awesome. I didn't realize how just exhausted and tired I felt most days. So overall, I make better food choices when I'm at home, and when I go out anywhere, I'm just like, okay, that doesn't even sound good anymore. It really has changed my perspective on my food. Let's see. Oh, when I was pregnant, my doctor said I was gaining weight at like a ridiculously exponential. She said it wasn't good. So I did the shred, and she was a lot happier with it. And honestly, I felt like I looked less fluffy around the edges because I had been eating everything in sight. So this last May shred, I lost a solid 5 pounds. I have been weighing myself every day since, just to kind of see if it was just those 10 days. And I've kept it, you know, still kind of doing the shred. So, but other than that, the poundage wasn't really a big deal to me, but I could see and feel a noticeable difference in my clothing and the way it fits. I actually just feel like doing the shred makes my life easier as far as my eating choices, doing the delicious smoothies and knowing what I'm going to do in the kitchen instead of worrying about it once I'm actually starving. The accountability partners, the recipes, and just the shared motivation with everybody, it's like truly inspiring. I love knowing I'm connected with so many people who are doing the same thing. We cheer each other on, give each other good ideas. It's like, I don't know, it's just really awesome. So I do try to do the shred when I'm not shredding, but, you know, in a much more relaxed fashion, because I know I'll be back at it the next month. So that's basically my story. I love it, and I hope you guys try it if you haven't.
Oh my gosh, so good. There were so many things you said. I was like, yep. It's almost easier to shred. Like when you said shredding makes my life easier, I almost feel that way. Yes, depending on how rough the first couple of days can be, you got to get through it, but you always feel better on the other side. And you're just such an inspiration. I know that I'm going to be super thankful for the shred one day when I'm pregnant. But I love that, Jordan. Thanks so much for sharing. Casey and Donnie and Carrie, you guys are awesome. And if you guys haven't caught on to the theme of just the shred is actually really simple. It's really just getting back down to the basics of what our body needs and how it's, you know, designed to work. I think Casey may have said it, but you really don't know how good your body's designed to feel until you kind of give it what it needs. And that's what we do. So don't knock it till you try it. If you guys are brand new to the shred, we're excited to have you guys join us. The shred is, like I said, just getting back down to the basics, and you will feel so much better on the other side. So Something I wanted to mention before we wrap up tonight's call, you guys may or may not know this, but Juice Plus actually has over 35 clinical research studies done on how it works in the body. And I think that like is really incredible because there's a lot of things out there these days that may have testimonies and stories, but when something is researched and the science can stand behind it, that's really powerful. And it's 25 years of amazing research. So if you guys don't know about that, I highly encourage you to look more into the clinical research and how Juice Plus works in the body, because of course that is a huge part of the shred, is incorporating the capsules and the macronutrient shakes that Jordan was talking about. So much more than just protein, it's your macronutrient all around. So we're just so excited that you guys joined us for tonight's call and just got to learn more about the shred. We're excited to hit the reset button. And like Casey said, we shred it and we live it and then we share it. And so we'd love to do this once a month. We're excited to lock arms with all of you guys. And we all need accountability, because without the buddies keeping me, the buddies, Donnie, don't you love that word? Without the buddies, it's easy to get off track. So each shred looks different. And I think the more you guys shred, I've been shredding now off and on for over 2 years. It was 2 years in March. And so I think every single time I shred, I pick up a habit that I don't just let go. I keep it throughout the whole month, not just when I'm shredding. So that's really cool just to see how our body takes on those long-term changes. And we're just really excited to have you guys. So thank you guys so much for being on the call. Thank you, Carrie and Casey and Donnie and Jordan. And we just invite you guys to join us, and we invite you to just take the next step towards your health. Even if it's a small one, it's better than nothing at all. So if the caffeine, if the alcohol, if some of the guidelines scare you, just take the step and do something, because we all have to start somewhere. And I think that's what's most important. So we're so excited. Thank you guys so much for being on the call, and have an awesome night.